Good day, welcome to Sam Gospel Music World. This is a platform where you learn the bass and its integrities even as a beginner, intermediate and advanced player. And I believe that the right mindset and approach essence will be attained. Once again, you are welcome. Okay, we started the masterclass 1st of August and this is the part B of the masterclass. In the part A, we looked at part of the bass guitar. We also looked at function of a bassist. We also went on to look at the advantage of a bass player in a band over other members. So today, in the part B of this masterclass, we'll be looking at a very important topic or concept as far as bass playing is concerned, which is tuning. Which is what? Tuning. So, the part B of this masterclass will be centered around tuning. Now, what are we going to be looking at in this class? We're going to be looking at what is tuning, why tune the bass, how to tune the bass, importance of tuning, and how to know your bass is in tune. So, let's get right straight into it. Alright, now what is tuning? Tuning is simply a term that refers to bringing the tension of the strings to meet the standard of arrangement of notes on the bass. Okay, it's simply a term that refers to bringing the tension of the strings to meet the standard of arrangement of notes on the bass. Now, the notes of the bass are not scattered. The notes on the bass are arranged following a particular order, which is generally accepted. So if your bass does not meet this standard of arrangement, then you could possibly say your bass is out of tune. And this will give even a professional bass player tough time trying to play notes of harmony from that bass. So the first thing every bassist tries to ensure is that his or her bass is in tune. Now, the bass is played using a standard of arrangement of notes on the fretboard, and if the notes do not meet this basic standard of arrangement, then your bass is what? Distune. That's how important tuning is. Now let's look at why tune the bass. Simply put, you tune the bass, okay, to meet the standard of arrangement of notes on the bass, which create harmony when played. Okay, we tune the bass what? To meet the standard of arrangement of notes on the bass, which create harmony when played. Now, let's go on to look at how to tune the bass. Let's look at what? How to tune the bass. Now, there are many ways of tuning the bass out there. Okay, so let's look at about 4, and let's look at how we can note or know the easiest, okay, which we'll be using in the course of this class. One is tune the bass guitar notes by ear. Now, this is the most professional way of tuning the bass because it will demand training and experience to be able to use this way of tuning the bass. That is, tuning the bass guitar notes by ear. Okay, and why did I say it's the most professional? It's the most professional. It's also the fastest because you could be playing anywhere, could be in a concert or whatsoever, and your bass could go out of tune. Okay, at that point you might not be able to reach onto an electric or clip-on tuner or an app on your phone to be able to tune your bass. So in such a situation scenario, your ear is your best judge. Number 2, using an electronic or clip-on tuner. Okay, using an electronic or clip-on tuner. Now, how does this work? This simply works by clipping this tuner, okay, this electronic or clip-on tuner on your bass, and any note you strike or pluck, okay, will be read by this device, either a B, a C, a C sharp, or a D. So that is that. Now let's go on to look at other ways of tuning the bass. And that way of tuning the bass is using a tuner app on your smart device. Okay, and that way of tuning the bass is using what? A tuner app on your smart device. Okay, so you can just download this app, and just like the clip-on tuner, any note you pluck, okay, is being read by this tuner app. And the last way of tuning the bass, which we are going to be looking at in the course of this class, is using another instrument as a reference point, e.g. the keyboard. Okay, some bass players tune their bass using the keyboard as a reference point. Now, looking at this 4, I could say the easiest, okay, and cheapest way of tuning the bass is using a tuner app on your smart device. Why? Anyone could use this tuner app on your smart device. Okay, so I'm going to be using 3 to teach you how to tune the bass using a a tuner app. So we'll stick to number 3. Okay, all right. Before we go on to learn how to tune the bass guitar using the guitar tuner app, we need to know certain concepts. Okay, certain word concept. Now let's look at what we call standard tuning. In music, standard tuning refers to the typical way of tuning the bass, which is generally accepted. So we are going to be looking at how standard tuning relate to the bass using a 4-string, a 5-string, and a 6-string bass. So let's look at the 4-string, for example. Now, professionally, standard tuning for a 4-string bass is E, A, D, G. Now, in the course of this class, we are going to be looking at how they come about E, A, D, G. Okay, but that will be in the next section of this master class. But as you can see on the screen, we have E, A, D, G. Now, let's take note of some vital information here. Now, the strings on the bass are not numbered from E to A, rather they are numbered from G. I will explain. When we say your first string is the word G string. Your second string is the D string. Your third string is your A string, and your fourth is your E. Now, don't forget, E is the closest string to us. Normally, if you start playing the bass, you expect E to be the first, but that is not seen in the case of a bass guitar. So in the bass guitar, G is your first string, so you can call it G string or 4th string. Okay, G string or what? 1st string. You can call the next string D string or 2nd string. You can call the next A or 3rd string, and you can call the next E or 4th string. So that is that for a 4-string bass. Now let's look at a 5-string bass. Now, for a 5-string bass, G, D, A, and E still remain in their respective positions. So G is still the first, D is still the 2nd string, A is still the 3rd string, E is still the 4th, but another string has been added, which is the 5th string, which is the B string. So what's the difference between the 4-string bass and the 5-string bass? The difference is what? That lower B string which has been added, which is now the 5th string. So that is how a 5-string bass looks like. Now let's go on to look at a 6-string bass. Now for a 6-string bass, unlike the 4-string and the 5-string, that G, D, A, and E remain in their rightful or respective positions. For a 6-string bass, these strings has been displaced. These strings has been displaced. So C becomes the first. So if you have a 6-string bass there, when you are referring to your 1st string, you can call it your C string. Now when we start tuning the bass, you understand better. You can call that what? Your C string or your 1st string. So G is no longer the first, it's now the 2nd. So G becomes the 2nd string, D becomes the 3rd, A becomes what? The 4th, E becomes the 5th, and B becomes the 6th string. Okay, so that is how a 6-string looks like. So you take note of all of this. So as I go to be tuning the bass, if I refer to the 1st string, okay, for a 4 or 5-string bass, we're talking about the G string. Okay, same thing with your A, D, B, and all of those. But if you have a 6-string bass, when I say your G string, for a 6-string bass, your G string is no longer your 1st string, but it's now your 2nd string. So let's get right straight into tuning our bass using the Guitar Tuner app. Okay, welcome back. So let's see how we can tune our bass using the Guitar Tuner app. So all you just need to do is go to your Play Store, okay, and type Guitar Tuner. As you can see, Guitar Tuner. So once it is typed, you enter it. Now this is how it looks like. Okay, this particular app. Now I already have the app, so it's telling me that I should update. So for those of you that don't have this app, you'll be asked to what? You'll be asked to install. So once it's installed, you follow the normal process. Then you can now go to your app. Okay, sorry. Now when you open the app, this is how the interface looks. This is the first environment you meet, this interface. And this is what you will do. Now you can see at the upper left corner they wrote standard. Okay, you click on standard. You click on standard, you now go to bars where they wrote base 4 and 5 strings. You click that. When you click base 4 or 5 strings, now I have a 5-string base here. Okay, I have a 5-string base. Now for those of you that have a 4-string base, what you will do, for those that have a 4-string base, what do? You click on 4-string. And for those of you that have a 5-string base like me, click on 5-string base. Okay, so you click it, it has opened. So now we now have a 5-string base, and this is how it works. Any string you want to tune, you click on that string. Okay, if you remember, I've explained the G, the D, the A, the E, and the B, and I said the G string is also called the first string, the D is the second, the A is the third, the E is the fourth, and the B is the last string, which is the 5th string. And I say we number from this point, not here. So this is the first string. Okay, that's the first string there. That's the first string. Then followed by the D is the second, followed by like that, and so on and so forth. So let's tune and bass. Now let's get some things clear. That your bass is in tune when that line, okay, you can see that vertical red line. Right. So if this white circle is on that vertical red line, it means that your bass is in tune. So let's get started. So I want to tune my first string, which is my G string. Okay, so I'll click it. I've clicked it already. You can see it made the sound G string. So I'll take my bass. Okay, so what's my first string? This is my first string. Okay, so let me. Okay, it's telling that it is too high. Now look at it. If it's too high, what do? You're losing it because it is more than. And if it is to the left, what do? You tighten it because it is too low. So what is it telling me? It is too high. So I'll have to reduce it. You can see a pass mark. Okay, that pass mark means that the G string is already in tune. Okay, that pass mark means that the G string is already in tune. So let's tune the next string, which is D string. So I'll click my D. It made the sound. Okay. So where's my D string? My D string is also called the second string. So after the G, this is my D. So I'll pluck it. You can see my hand. I'm plucking this string here. Okay, it's too low. Too low means that we're going to tighten it. You feel the tension whether you are losing it or tightening it. So okay. So let's check. A, tune, D, tune. So let's tune the next string, which is the A string. Okay. So click our A. Okay. Click our A. Our A is also the 3rd string. So we have 1, 2, 3. So let's tune that. So I'll click it. This time is too high. Too high means I have to loosen it a little bit. Too low, I'll tighten it. Okay. That pass mark means that it's already in tune. So your 3rd string should be reading A. Is that clear? So I believe it's clear enough. So let's tune the next string, which is our 4th string, which is E. So we have 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. So let's tune that string. So we press that. Okay. So you can see it won't make a sound. So that's our E. So let's tune our E and C. So let me tell me it's too low. So if it's too low, what do? Do you tighten or loosen? When it's too low, you're losing it, you tighten, sorry. So it's telling us that it's too low. So let's see what we can do about that. So let's okay. So okay, showing us a pass mark. So that string's already tuned. Okay, it's giving us a pass mark. So let's tune the last, which is the B string. Okay, so we have, so that is that. So let's see, is it tuned? It's not picking. Okay, it's too low. It's telling us it's too low. So we'll tighten it. Too low still. Too high. Too high. Okay, it's giving us a pass mark. That is that. So let's check our 5 strings to see. So let's start from the first string, which is G. Okay, let's do it together. So you press your G, pass mark, D, pass mark, but still wavy anyways, A, pass mark, but still wavy. Okay, when it's wavy, you can just ensure, let's check it again, E, okay, set, E, okay, saying it's too high, so we have to reduce it a little bit. Okay, so you can see that. So let's check A again. A is in tune. E, too high. Okay, so E is already in tune. Then lastly B. Okay, it's giving us pass mark. So our G string, D string, A, E, B is already in tune. Okay, now take note of something here. Take note that for a 4-string bass, a 4-string bass does not have the B string, that is this 5th string here. So you just stop at what? At E. Take for example, if you're using a 4-string bass, you do the same thing. Go to standard, okay, go to bass 4 and 5 string, then you choose what? 4-string bass. You can see we're already having just 4 strings to tune with, that is G, D, A, E. And you can also use this to tune an acoustic guitar. You can see we have a guitar here, okay, and so on and so forth. So that is that for tuning the bass guitar. Thank you. Alright, welcome back. So we are done with tuning the bass using the guitar tuner app. Now let's look at importance of tuning. Obviously, number 1, it helps in what? Harmony. Okay, it helps in what? Harmony. 2, it brings the bass, okay, to a general standard and arrangement of notes whereby bass can be played without exception. What do I mean? I could be playing the bass and another bass player wants to use same bass. Okay, he will assume that my bass followed the same rule, which is the standard tuning. Exactly. But there are times that some basses want to use peculiar tuning to them. Okay, but that is rare. But these rules should be used everywhere. That is the standard tuning. Now let's look at how to know your bass is in tune. Okay, your best option in knowing your bass is in tune, aside aligning into the guitar tuner app or the electronic or clip-on tuner, is your ears. It's your what? Ears. So your best friend is what? Using your ear as the judge. Use your ears as what? The judge. So it will be very important to train your ears as an instrumentalist, because this will be very important as we introduce the major scale in the next 2 sections. So that is that for tuning. So in the course of this class, we'll be able to look at what is tuning. We've looked at why tune the bass. We have looked at how to tune the bass. We have looked at the importance of tuning. We have looked at how to know your bass is in tune. So let's get straight into the next section. So hope to see you in the part C. Thank you.